And now I have the honor of introducing a great leader from Florida who fights for us every single day in Washington, our Senator Rick Scott.
How you doing? We've made a lot of progress from 14 years ago for my first race. So, Kevin, first of all, I want to thank, we have great Republican leaders in Miami. We have fabulous Republican leaders. The reason why we're going to do well is because we are a team. Everybody, you look at our mayors, our congressmen and women, our county commissioners, we have a great team. And so I want to thank all of them for their efforts to work together to make sure we all win. I have Rosie up here for a reason. There's a sheriff's race for the first time in Miami in something like, what, 60-some years? If you want to make sure this city ends up with safety, Rosie's got to win. If you look around the country right now, places like what's happened to beautiful San Francisco, or what's happened to Minneapolis, or what's happened to Chicago, what's happened to Philadelphia, a lot of these places, it's because they've elected the wrong local leaders. You have an opportunity right now to elect a great local leader. So this sheriff's race, I hope everybody gets active in, maximize the vote. And by the way, if you maximize the vote for all Republicans, we all win. So I hope everybody will get to know Rosie. She'll be a great sheriff. Es un placer estar aquí. Gracias por la invitación. Los votantes hispanos son muy importantes para mí, son muy importantes para el presidente Trump. Los votantes hispanos tienen aspiraciones. Si el futuro de Miami, del estado de la Florida, depende de los hispanos. So, los hispanos quieren vivir en un país, tienen un gobierno que valore la fe, la familia, la vida, trabajos, oportunidades, autodeterminación, comunidades seguras, fronteras seguras, todos las cosas que son importantes que republicanos. Los hispanos son republicanos. Gracias a los votantes hispanos que la Florida es roja. So we have an easy choice, right? Here's our choice. We've got Harris, who is a complete socialist. Okay? So now, I didn't grow up in Cuba or Venezuela or anywhere in Latin America. I grew up in the Midwest, right? I got to Florida as soon as I could. But so many of my friends, from the time I got in the hospital business in Miami in the late 1980s, they told me what socialism was. They told me how it got started. And all the things we're seeing that Biden and Harris and my opponent has pushed, we're down the path. This has got to stop. The only person that can make this happen is Donald Trump. We've given unbelievable authority to the President of the United States. And Donald Trump did it before, he can do it again. Think about what he did. Let's go through some of the issues. Was the border open when President Trump was president? No. How many terrorists were coming across the border? Almost none, right? Now we don't even know where they are. There's so many of them. They're not even vetting anybody. We got criminals. Remember how in the debate they said that it wasn't true that crime was up? I think the 2023 numbers, violent crime was something up like 40% or something. 40%. Now, what if that happened to your kid, your daughter, your son, your grandchild? It'd make you mad. Who can do it? Only one person, Donald Trump. Look at inflation. We had inflation when Donald Trump was president. I stopped in a Dollar General the other day. just to use the restroom, and you could see people are struggling to pay for anything in there. The one person that can do that is Donald Trump. Right? You look at all these wars. Look at where Israel is today. This wouldn't have happened. Iran would have been broke. It was broke when he left office. It would have stayed broke. Hamas would never have killed so many people in Israel, including Americans. And by the way, if they killed an American, something would have happened to him. Ask Soleimani. Right? Look at all the issues. Now, in contrast, what does Harris want to do? She wants to do price controls. If you do price controls, that's socialism. Maduro's doing that. What's it do? You have shortages. It's not going to work. Harris wants to give your tax dollars and fund illegals. You think Trump would do that? That is not in your wildest dreams. High taxes. They want to raise taxes. I mean, they constantly raise taxes. They want to tax unrealized gains. They want to tax increase the value, everything you own. You think Trump would do that? No, he had the biggest tax cuts in the history of the country. And by the way, if he doesn't win, we don't get a majority in the House and a majority in the Senate, then all the Trump's tax cuts, or most of them, go away. We have to win. So you just can't imagine a more stark choice than Harris and Trump. I'm very optimistic that Donald Trump's going to win because I believe Americans are like me. We want a better future. Now, let's talk about the Hispanic vote, all right? If you look at this, if you look at the state, in my case, I ran for governor in 2010. As you know, my races have not won by a landslide. I've not wasted anybody's money. So the Hispanics were the difference in 10 and 14 and 18. They will be the difference this time. And if you look at about every 2 years, the percentage of Hispanic vote for the country goes up about 2%. They are clearly the deciding vote in this country. Trump is going to win the Hispanic vote, I believe. When he does, he's going to help all of us win. He'll help us get the Senate, help us keep the House, and put us in a position for a greater future. So, my opponent is a socialist. She joined us. She was only up there 2 years. Is Carlos Jimenez here? No, I don't see him. Where's Carlos? Oh, he's outside. He beat her because she was only up there 2 years because she joined the squad, and she's from Miami. You can't make this stuff up. So Miami doesn't really believe in a lot of socialism, and she did. So she's trying to sell the same stuff. So we have these coalitions. We've got coalitions, Puerto Ricans for Rick Scott, Cubans for Rick Scott, Venezuelans for Rick Scott, Nicaraguans for Rick Scott, Colombians for Rick Scott, Dominicans for Rick Scott, Ecuadorians for Rick Scott, Brazilians for Rick Scott. I don't think we've forgotten anybody. But if we have, we will create that coalition. So here's our job. I hope everybody has one of these. I voted. This is how you win. So early voting started yesterday. Alex Rizzo is here. We had a great day yesterday.
We beat the Democrats early voting. The first day of early voting, we beat them 11,000 to 8,000.
So here's in Florida, in many states, here's how you win. Election day is every day until November 5th. We don't want to wait until November 5th to win. We want to win yesterday, today, tomorrow, every day. So in Florida, we have early voting. Let's make sure today we win again, and tomorrow we win again, and the next day we win again, and then election day, we'll have a big win. So the Hispanic vote is the deciding factor. If you want somebody that's going to fight for Latin America, Trump's going to do it. So look at what Maria Corina Machado is going through in Venezuela right now. That wouldn't have happened. Maduro was on his way out. All right? You have to really admire her. But Maduro, I don't believe, would still be in power if Trump was president. Diaz-Canel, hopefully, we'd be in the process of getting rid of him. Ortega would be in more trouble. So I want Trump to win. I want him to win badly. I know all of us want him to win badly because we want a better future. So I just told Alex and everybody I know in Miami, is there anything I need to do to make sure Trump wins? Is there anything I need to do to make sure Republicans win all across the state? I'll do it. We're going to work our butts off from now until November 5th, and then we're going to have a big celebration because we can see a future that's brighter for every American. So thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you, Senator Scott.